Jackson, can you
Ma'am,
hear me? Yeah, start giving information on what we have discussed in IR spectroscopy in the last class. So we have discussed types of vibrations, theories, stretching, bending vibrations, and what are the rules behind. Yeah, Pattam Priya, can you give the answers? And then instrumentation, parts of instrumentation, then sampling techniques, types of instrumentation, dispersive and interferometric IR, the mechanism behind function of instrumentation and applications, all we have discussed, right? And now let's move on
ma'am,
to
first,
the remaining topics of mid-year. Yeah, Jackson, can you give an answer now?
ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, now only audible. Proceed.
Ma'am, infrared spectroscopy, ma'am. First,
Mm.
infrared spectroscopy means it is a study between interaction between the matter and the infrared radiation, ma'am.
Mhm.
So, infrared, this radiation is electromagnetic radiation, ma'am. It has a longer wavelength, ma'am. Compared to visible light, it has a longer wavelength, ma'am.
Okay, good. What are the types of regions, IR regions? Anybody else? Padma Priya, Stephen, what are the types of IR regions? Stephen, are you there? Joy John, Baby Kartika, Jetlin. Now your attendance will be absent, okay? If you're not responding, you will be absent for the class today. Stephen, Baby Kartika and Joy John will be absent for the class today, okay? Jetlin, you can proceed. What are the regions of IR? What happened, Pa? Jetlin, Padma Priya. See, if you respond only, I will start the class.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
near, mid, far, is that,
Say the applications of each region.
ma'am, what, ma'am?
Applications of each region, each IR region. And what is the classification of mid-IR?
Near a year, we can analyze inorganic sample, ma'am. Mid a year,
Okay.
we can analyze organic sample.
Okay.
For a year, micromolecule sample we can analyze, ma'am.
Okay, good. Then say about the sampling techniques in IR. Sampling techniques. What are the sampling techniques we have discussed for solid, liquid, and gas molecules analysis? Subhadarshini, Subhadarshini. Okay,
And
Saktivini and
symmetric, asymmetric,
mm, mm, mm. What ma? I didn't get you. Jackson, say.
symmetric,
Ah,
symmetric, asymmetric, and deformation.
types of vibrations. What you are saying is types of vibrations. I asked about sampling techniques. What are the different types of sampling techniques in IR? For solid, liquid, and gas, what are the techniques we have discussed? Don't know.
Potassium
Yeah, Monisha, proceed.
bromide dust pellet technique, ma'am.
Good.
Petrol mull,
Okay.
glassy pellet, hydraulic press.
That all used in potassium bromide pressed pellet technique. Okay.
Okay,
For
ma'am.
preparing pressed pellet, we'll be using hydraulic press in order to get a glassy pellet. This is the procedure followed under potassium bromide pressed pellet technique. Okay. Okay. What is Newgelman? Monisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is Newgelman? Don't know. It is mineral oil or liquid paraffin. Okay. Mineral oil, for that example is liquid paraffin. It is called as Newgelmal. If you prepare sample by this technique, it is called as Newgelmal technique. Okay. And what are the solvents used to prepare solutions in IR? What are the solvents are transparent in IR region?
Carbon tetrachloride.
Okay, carbon tetrachloride and carbon disulfide. Okay. And then what material actually used for IR as a vehicle or solvent or blank?
NaCl, ma'am.
Yeah, alkali metal halides, NaCl, sodium chloride, potassium bromide. This all alkali metal halides are only transparent for IR region, whereas all other materials will absorb IR radiation. So we cannot analyze or we cannot use other substances as blank for IR analysis. Okay. Okay, now let's discuss about some other topics. Thanks for giving answers Saktivel, Sudarshini, Monisha, and Jackson. Others will be absent. Whoever I am asked, if you have not replied, your attendance will be absent. Padma Priya, Stephen, Jacqueline, you all will get absent today. Joy John. Okay, now let's see about what is the law behind IR frequency calculation. Okay, IR analysis. What law we are using for this? Let's discuss that. That is Hooke's law. Okay, Hooke's law. You can find the spelling here. Hooke apostrophe s. Hooke's law. It is only used to determine vibrational frequency of the particular group present in the molecule. Okay, like for example, we have seen in the spectrum like many troughs you have observed in the spectrum, right? Wait. See, you can find here many troughs in this. It is the appearance of spectrum. So you can recollect the spectrum what it is. So each trough or each signal lies on some frequency level in x-axis. That is wave number from 4000 to 667 centimeter inverse. So each group, what frequency it lies, this is the practical value what we are getting through spectrum. Okay, practical value will be obtained through spectrum, but this can be calculated theoretically by using Hooke's law. Okay, which law is used? Hooke's law, whereby we can calculate theoretically vibrational frequency for a particular group. Group represents atom and bonds. Okay, atoms that is attached with bonds in a molecule. Groups present in a group of atoms present in a molecule along with the bonds. Okay, for that particular group, for example, OH, CH, CC, like that, C double bond O, these all can be analyzed by using this Hooke's law. This is the application of Hooke's law. It is similar to Woodward-Fisher rule. In UV visible, you have calculated lambda max by using Woodward-Fisher rule, right? You have attended sessional exam also on that. Similarly, where we are calculating lambda max theoretically and compared with practical value. Likewise, here in IR, wave number or vibrational frequency nu represents vibrational frequency. Vibrational frequency, you know, IR, when it reacts with the molecule, it causes vibrational changes. So it absorbs by means of absorbing some vibrational frequencies from the IR radiations. Okay. So this nu represents vibrational frequency, and it is calculated by using Hooke's law. It states about vibrational frequency that is equal to 1 by 2 pi c root of k by mu. K by mu. Okay, it is mu, mu. It is nu, nu. Nu is frequency. Mu represents reduced mass. Here you can find mu represents reduced mass. This is calculated by the mass of atoms. If you consider CH group, if you are calculating vibrational frequency present in the molecule, CH, carbon and hydrogen present in the molecule, if you are calculating, okay, take mass of first atom, that is M1, mass of second atom, that is M2, it will give M1 plus M2 divided by M1 and M2. Okay, and this is called mu equals to, that is reduced mass. It depends on the weight of atoms or mass of atoms. Mass represents weight, atoms present in the molecule. That means molecule will be having many groups. That one group frequency we are calculating with Hooke's law. And this is depending on the weight of atoms. So mu represents weight of atoms, and this is called reduced mass. It is calculated by sum of two atoms divided by multiplication of mass of two atoms. That means M1 plus M2 divided by M1 into M2 will give you mass. That you can substitute here. And K represents bond strength. This strength of the bond attached. These two atoms are attached by what strength of bond? So that is called as bond strength. And the unit of bond strength is dynes per centimeter. Dynes per centimeter. Or it may be called as force constant. Force constant, at what force the atoms are bound here. So that is called force constant. So K is nothing but bond strength. Unit is dynes per centimeter, and it may be called as force constant. Okay. And for a single bond, it will be around 5 dynes per centimeter. So when you see the multiple number of bonds, if you find double bond and triple bond, it will be multiplied twice and thrice. Okay, in dynes per centimeter. And 1 by 2 pi is constant. C is velocity. This is also constant. You can substitute C when you want to calculate vibrational frequency. When you want wave number only, mu bar, then only 1 by 2 pi is required. If you are calculating wave number, that is nu bar, then it will be, the equation becomes 1 by 2 pi. No velocity will be substituted. In case if you want to means calculate vibrational frequency for the group, then C will be substituted. Hope you know vibrational frequency is equal to C by lambda. That is velocity divided by lambda. Frequency is inversely proportional to velocity, inversely proportional to wavelength. That equation we have discussed that. So that when you want to calculate vibrational frequency, C should be substituted. If you calculate wave number, C can be removed, and only 1 by 2 pi root of K by mu is written. Okay, so this is about Hooke's law. And by means of this, we can calculate theoretical lambda max. And one more topic we have not discussed in the last two classes, that is factors influence vibrational frequency. This is an important 5-mark question. Okay, this is a 2-mark question. You can even include about the Hooke's law. You can include in the principles part, where we have discussed the different IR regions and all. No, so along with that, you can write Hooke's law and its applications. Now let's see another question and important topic, that is types of vibrational factors affecting vibrational frequencies. Clear, no? What is Hooke's law? Hmm? So Hooke's law depends on mass of atoms and bond strength. What are the two parameters involving mass of atoms? K and mu. Mu represents reduced mass. K represents bond strength. So if particular group like CH, carbon and hydrogen, is present in the molecule, it will be attached with the bond, and we should know what bond strength it has and what is the mass of atom from which. So the vibration frequency, where it affects the bonds present in the atoms, attached in the atoms. That's what we have seen in under the types of vibrations also. It causes stretching and bending, thereby only it changes with vibrational energy when IR radiation is absorbed. So only where vibration is affected, where vibrational energy is present in the molecule, means it is associated with atoms and bonds present in the molecule. Okay, so only Hooke's law is depending on bond strength and reduced mass. And here one more point you have to see. When bond strength increases, frequency also will be increasing. Vibrational energy will be increased with bond strength. If bond is having more energy, if it is attached with a sigma bond, then definitely bond strength will be increased to vibrate this bond. Means stretch this bond. Stretching, asymmetric or symmetric stretching. So this will go for definitely asymmetric stretching. So to cause asymmetric stretching, then bond strength will be increased, so vibrational frequency and wave number also will be increased. Okay, when bond strength is decreased for double bond and triple bond, then vibrational frequency also will be decreased. So vibration frequency is directly proportional to bond strength, and it is indirectly proportional to reduced mass of the atoms. Reduced mass, when bond strength is high, mass will be reduced. Since it will be more contributing to the bond formation, atoms will be more contributed to the bond formation. Where strength is less, then bond mass will be high, reduced mass will be high. So this is what concept we have to understand behind Hooke's law in order to calculate vibrational frequencies. Theoretically, we can calculate the vibrational frequencies. Now let's see the factors which influence vibrational frequencies. IR vibrational frequencies represents from 4000 to 667 centimeter inverse. Okay, so each group may exist. For example, CH may exist at 3800 centimeter inverse, and C double bond O may give at 1500 centimeter inverse. So each group is giving at various frequency levels, and this will be, I already said that no group will be giving exact result due to some factors, so that it will be varying from plus or minus means 5 to 50 centimeter inverse, that we'll be discussing here. So what are the factors will affect? First one is coupled vibration. There are, you can find there are 5 factors. In that, first one is coupled vibration, second one is Fermi resonance. Okay, coupled vibration, Fermi resonance. And third is electronic effects. Fourth is hydrogen bonding, and fifth is bond angle. Okay, what are the 5 factors will affect the vibrational frequency from its normal value? Coupled vibration, Fermi resonance, electronic effect, hydrogen bonding, and bond angle. Okay, these 5 factors and it is an important 5-mark question, so you can well write with examples: coupled vibration, Fermi resonance, then electronic effects, hydrogen bonding, and bond angle. Now let's discuss what is coupled vibration. If the group is present, CH2 group is present, when one molecule is absorbing and the molecule is stretched, the energy will be transferred to another atom for its stretching. That means mutual energy transformation occurs between the atoms. Okay, it will be transferring energy to the neighboring atom, so that vibration will be coupled. That is called coupled vibration, so that it will be giving at different energy levels. From the normal value for that particular group, it will be changed. Okay. That means vibration of atoms, both symmetric stretching and asymmetric stretching. It may cause, what are the possible vibrations for this CH2? It may cause asymmetric, it may cause symmetric, it may cause a bending, means bending vibrations, deformation. So it can go for all the vibrations. If bending vibrations and the stretching vibrations, or all the vibrations are occurring at same frequency, for example 3000 both are occurring, then the vibrational energy will be coupled. So that is called vibrational coupled vibration. Okay. If stretching and bending vibrations are coupling at the same frequency, then it is called coupled vibration. In that case, one stretching will be moved on to another higher level, and another one will be moved on to lower level. Okay. When coupled vibration occurs, one vibration will be, for example, symmetric or asymmetric will be going higher, where bending vibrations will be moving to lower energy. Okay. And this factor will be coupled with Fermi resonance. What does Fermi resonance means? Fermi means it is detected by the scientist Enrico Fermi. What does resonance means? Some two levels are in equilibrium, so that it is called resonance. What are the two levels here or in equilibrium means? Here you can find fundamental bands and overtones. Here in this page you can find asymmetric and symmetric stretching. Asymmetric will be having higher energy, symmetric will be having lower energy. And asymmetric, not here, you just observe this reaction, that is fundamental bands and overtones. Fundamental bands caused by asymmetric stretching, and low overtones are caused by bending vibrations. When these both will be in equilibrium, then that is called Fermi resonance. Okay. When fundamental bands and overtones are forming coupled vibration, one moves to higher energy and another moves to lower energy, I told, right? So in order to make energy levels equilibrium, it will be trying to share the energies at two bands, fundamental bands and overtones. What is fundamental bands means? Fundamental bands are due to stretching vibrations, where overtones are due to bending vibrations. These are signals bands obtained from vibrational energy changes. Okay. Fundamental bands will be having higher energy, and it is associated with asymmetric stretching, and overtones will be having lower energy, and it will be associated with bending vibrations. When these two levels are in equilibrium, then that is called as means getting equilibrium. For example, if it is having 3000 and it will be having 1000, to make the energy levels equilibrium, then it goes for Fermi resonance process. Okay. And that is called Fermi resonance. Between two levels, it attains equilibrium. So this combines both coupled vibration and bending vibrations. Coupled vibration causes when two levels are meeting at same frequency, it causes coupling. Thereby, one goes higher level, another goes lower level. But in Fermi resonance, what happens? It transfers energy to make equilibrium between two levels. That is fundamental bands and overtones. That is called Fermi resonance. And the third factor is electronic effect. Electronic effect only mostly will affect vibration frequency changes from normal value. So this part is important in the among the factors. Okay. So what is electronic effect means? It depends on the groups attached with a particular group which causes vibrational changes. So what are the effects are considered as electronic effects means inductive effect, mesomeric effect and field effect. It has three types of effects: inductive, mesomeric and field effect. Inductive effect is means again classified into positive inductive effect and negative inductive effect, plus I and minus I effect. And positive inductive effect, positive inductive effect is due to electron donating groups present with the functional group, where negative inductive effect is due to electron withdrawing groups. Okay, what are electron donating groups means like OH, NH2, CH3, methyl group, amino group, hydroxyl group. When it is attached to the main functional group, for example carbonyl group, then it will donate the electron to the bond and atom, so the bond becomes more flexible. So the energy of stretching this bond will be reduced. So it is the bond becomes very flexible when more electrons are present around the bond. Okay, so that when this particular group is attached with electron donating groups like hydroxyl group, amino group and methyl group, it causes less vibrational frequency, means it requires less vibrational frequency from the IR radiation for stretching this bond and to appear the spectrum in IR spectroscope. Where in negative inductive effect, due to electron withdrawing groups like nitro group, NO2, COH, carboxyl groups, what happens when they are attached with the functional group like C double bond O or CH groups? What it causes means it withdraws the electron. It withdraws the electron from the bonds. So that it makes bond strength high. When bond strength is increased, what happens? Frequency also will be increased. So it requires high energy to stretch this bond. So yeah, when electronegative groups are attached, vibrational frequency will be shifted towards higher energy. That means towards 4000 centimeter inverse. Okay, where in case of electron donating groups, it will be converted or shifted from normal value to lower energy shift. That means towards 667 centimeter inverse. Okay, so this is about inductive effect, how it affects the vibrational frequency from its normal value. Okay, understood now how electron donating groups and electron withdrawing groups are affecting the vibrational frequency from normal value. Here it is inductive effect is depending on the electron withdrawing groups and electron donating groups attached to the molecule, where positive I effect represents plus I and minus I effect it has. I represents inductive effect. And positive means it includes more electrons to the bond. When more electrons are present around the bond becomes more flexible, but that means bond strength is reduced. We have discussed in the Hooke's law that frequency is directly proportional to bond strength. When bond strength is reduced, what happens? Frequency also will be reduced. So for this particular group, if you consider the carbonyl group, say double bond O group, it will be shifted from normal value. For example, if it has to appear at 1500 centimeter inverse, then it will be shifted towards lower value. That means it may be converted from 1500 to 1470 centimeter inverse, like that. That means the value will be reduced because of attachment of electron donating groups. In case electron withdrawing groups are substituted with a carbonyl group, for example COH or NO2 group, what happens? It withdraws the electron present around the bond. So bond strength becomes high. So when bond strength is high, what happens? Frequency also becomes high. If it has to appear at 1500 centimeter inverse, then it will be appearing at 1550 centimeter inverse. That means it increases the vibrational frequency and the band also appears at a higher level. This is due to positive I effect. Okay, this is about inductive effect. Now let's move on to the mesomeric effect. Mesomeric effect occurs due to the presence of carbonyl groups. Only it occurs towards the carbonyl groups present in the molecule. It also reduces the vibrational frequency from normal value, since bond strength will be reduced. Just a second, I'll put battery and join. Mesomeric effect occurs at carbonyl groups present in the molecule. It reduces the energy of absorption, energy of vibrational energy of absorption from the ER radiation. Then field effect. Field effect. This is due to when the groups are present close to each other. That means OH group, like electron donating groups, are present close to each other. That means with the carbonyl group, if it is attached in ortho position, just imagine in an aromatic group, carbonyl group and hydroxyl group are present in the ortho position, then it causes field effect. Thereby this electron donating groups, the plus I effect will take place in the field effect. Okay, that is called field effect. Field represents spacious effect. Okay, space effect. Okay, interact through space. It will interact through space. That means if you consider an aromatic group, if the functional group, for example COH and OH is present, in the ortho position, the electrons are present in the electron donating group. It will donate its electron to the neighboring group, so that bond becomes flexible. That means the bond strength will be reduced for that kind of bond, and it appears at lower frequency level, and it requires less energy for its absorption. If electron donating group is attached, then the minus I effect will take place. This is due to space effect. Okay, that is called as field effect. So these are all different electronic effects will occur that will change the vibrational frequency of absorption from normal value to another value. Okay, it shifts either towards a higher frequency level or towards lower frequency level. Hope you have understood electronic effect, and this will only occur maximum in the molecules that shifts the value from normal. It is what are the shifts? Means what are the effects? Inductive effect, mesomeric effect, and field effect. So what are the three parameters we have seen? Coupled vibration, Fermi resonance, and electronic effect. When two levels are appearing at same frequency, coupled vibration takes place, and that causes one band to appear at higher level and another to appear at lower level. But in Fermi resonance, what happens? This higher and lower energy levels are attaining equilibrium. So that is called Fermi resonance. Then third is electronic effect, inductive, mesomeric, and field effect. Due to means electron donating groups and electron withdrawing groups, it alters the bond strength of particular group, so that it may appear at higher or lower energy for its IR radiation absorption. And the fourth, hydrogen bonding always reduces the bond strength, so it reduces the absorption, energy of absorption. Energy represents vibrational energy, absorption of IR radiation. But only here represents. Okay, and hydrogen bonding is of two types: intra and intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intramolecular hydrogen bonding, only less energy it will reduce comparing with the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. When the group is going for intramolecular hydrogen bonding, then the vibrational energy will be lowered means in the higher values, means the larger amount of radiation will be reduced. Where intramolecular, with intramolecular hydrogen bonding, with intra means within a molecule, if hydrogen bonding takes place, then only less amount of energy will be reduced. But hydrogen bonding commonly causes reduce in energy, but intramolecular will be having less reduction in the energy, where comparing with intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Then fifth one is bond angle. Bond angle, that is rotation, rotational energy. This causes, if the bond angle is reduced from 120 degree, 120 degree is normal bond angle for any group. If it reduces from this bond angle, then it requires more energy of absorption. If it increases from this bond angle, means above 120 degree angle, if it increases, then less energy will be required for absorption. So these are all different factors will affect vibrational frequency from its normal level. Okay. Then these all types of vibrations, this all already you have seen. And one more point is calculation of vibrational modes. How many bands, here you can see in the bands, how many troughs you can expect for a molecule. So this calculation of vibrational modes can be done with two equations. And we can, according to this calculation, we can divide the molecule into two categories: linear and non-linear molecule. Linear are called as aliphatic and non-linear are called as aromatic. Okay. And number of vibrational modes are calculated. That means how many number of vibrational frequencies or bands are appeared for a molecule can be calculated from this. For linear molecule, the equation will be V equal to 3n minus 5 for linear molecule, and V equal to 3n minus 6 for non-linear molecule. Non-linear will cover aromatic groups and linear will cover aliphatic groups. Okay. V represents number of vibrational modes. 3n represents number of atoms present in the molecule. 3 and 6 are constant. Likewise, 3 and 5 are constant. Okay. And it is calculated, this constants are calculated from the energy levels associated with the linear and non-linear molecule, like rotational energy, vibrational energy, this all. A molecule will be composed of electronic energy, vibrational energy, rotational energy, and translational energy. Okay. So based on this degrees of freedom, the three represents three energy levels. Okay. Translational, electronic, here vibrational is given, vibrational energy only we need to calculate. So 3 represents translational, rotational, and electronic energy levels. For aliphatic molecule, no rotation takes place, so that here 5 is given. For an aromatic molecule, rotation is expected, so that it is 6. It is given. 3 represents 3 energy levels. So these are constant values. N represents number of atoms present in the molecule. So if you take aliphatic molecule, how many number of atoms present in the aliphatic molecule, and if it is aromatic molecule, how many number of atoms. For example, here you can see the calculation also. So total number of degrees of freedom, that is translation, vibrational, and rotational energy levels. So any molecule aligns in 3 coordinates, x, y, and z. So 3 represents that only. From 3 degrees of freedom. It depends on energy levels associated with the molecule. For non-linear molecule, take example of carbon dioxide. Substitute in the non-linear equation, that is 3n minus 5. So it will give 4. So total number of 4 vibrational bands you can observe. 4 kind of vibrational modes can observe for linear molecule. Likewise, the non-linear molecule in benzene, we can find a 12 number of atoms. So it will be giving 30 frequencies. So 30 vibrational bands you can find for aromatic molecule. Like this, we can calculate the vibrational modes for IR analysis. And one more is point. This is about instrumentation. Already we have seen. Morse curve. I have not scanned that. And these fundamental bands and overtones are analyzed from the Morse curve. I'll type the name in the chat box. Morse curve. Okay. Kindly give a search in Google what is Morse curve, so that you can understand what is it. So it will explain what is fundamental band. It means in the y-axis potential energy, and in the x-axis internuclear distance is taken in this curve. Okay, so when energy is keep on at the starting of absorption of IR energy, it will be giving fundamental bands, and when keep on IR energy is absorbed, once the bond becomes stretched and it becomes flexible, the higher energy levels are called as overtones. So first overtone, second overtone, third overtone, likewise. Plus the starting stretching is called as fundamental band. Fundamental band requires higher energy to stretch the bond. Once the bond is stretched, then it is easy to make it more stretched. So more stretching bonds or more levels are called as overtones, where the starting one is called as stretching fundamental bands. Okay, that is due to stretching, and then another one is due to deformations, bending vibrations. This is explained by Morse curve. PM Morse, he is a scientist who discovered this changes, energy changes between the in means between two atoms and bonds. Internuclear distance in x-axis, in y-axis potential energy changes are monitored in this curve. Okay, this is also another point to be noted under means IR spectroscopy. So these are all the topics we have discussed under IR spectroscopy. Hope you have understood all the topics. If you have any doubt, you can clarify now. So we have seen about theories, number of regions, types of regions, and its applications, and the ranges, everything we have seen. Then after types of region, what all we have discussed? Types of higher region, then types of vibrations, then instrumentation. In instrumentation, source, monochromator, interferometer, instrumentation, types of instrumentation, sampling techniques, and then FTIR, what is FT and what is interferometer, and then applications, advantages, applications, and then Hooke's law, and what we have seen, factors affecting vibrational frequencies, and then calculation of vibrational modes, then Morse curve. So these are all the points we have discussed under IR spectroscopy. Hopefully we have covered all the concepts. Only concepts behind IR you need to learn to understand all the topics. Then detectors, in the instrumentation, detectors are most important part here. Since IR radiation, already we have discussed that it is coming with high heat energy, right? So in order to detect this high heat energy, that is radiation energy in the form of high heat, we need to use the detectors accordingly, not photo multiplier tubes or photo tubes like UV visible spectrophotometer. Here detectors used are called as thermopiles. In order to detect the temperature related radiation, thermopiles are used. Function is same. Cathode and anode will be there. Cathode receives radiation energy and it passes the electrons. So electrons will be moving on to anode. Thereby DC current will be converted to AC current. That is the concept behind detectors. And it is recorded as spectrum signal. Okay. Thermopiles, here mostly used detector is MCT detector, thermopile detector, MCT detectors. MCT represents mercury, cadmium and telluride. Mercury, cadmium and telluride. Telluride detector is commonly used in FTIR. Okay, FTIR instruments, FTIR only widely used. And apart from this detectors, bolometers, Bole cells, these are all used as detectors in dispersive IR. Types of detectors are also important under IR spectroscopy. Okay, they are called as thermopiles. Detectors in IR spectroscopy are called as thermopiles. Mostly used detector in FTIR, since FTIR is widely used one in the laboratories and research industries also. So it is nothing but MCT detector present in the FTIR. FTIR has what is the main component present in FTIR? Interferometer, in order to increase sensitivity, accuracy, this all due to main advantages, cons, Jacquinot advantages. FTIR is preferred for structural characterization of molecules. Okay. Okay, with this, I'll stop the today's class. In the next class, we'll discuss then NMR. We'll start with the NMR in the next class. So, with this IR, all the concepts we have discussed, kindly go through and refer the textbooks for brief information. I have posted e-books in the classroom now. So from that you can refer for IR spectroscopy. Read once comparing with your class notes so that it will be easy to understand. Read once now itself. You will forget when NMR is started. You will forget the concepts in IR. So read thoroughly and understand all the concepts. Then come to the next class for NMR discussion. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any doubt on paper? Thank you, ma'am. Kindly respond if I ask question in the next class. Okay, I love you. Thank you.